for God knows how long. We're here, well, for another local review. Well, this is particularly different, this one. Again, I know it's been so long, but again, you know, we all know how busy I am these days. I know we miss the days where reviews and videos were a lot more common, but you know, times change. Now it's well, it's not the actual Coca Cola drink. Yeah, sorry, just watching the light beaming in there, but yeah. And this is it's German, by the way, and Rivarossi or Rivarossi. How do you pronounce that? I never really knew about them until I discovered this. Yeah, I'm writing in German there. Basically, this is a tram, a HO scale tram. Sorry, that was the floor creaking just back there. It's got a few of the floorboards have got more creaky over the years, and so I mean, speaking of that, well, yeah, I'm still using the same camera. It's getting a bit, well, still works, but kind of showing its age a little bit. It's just getting quite elderly after all these years of reviews, videos, you name it. Just a bit carefully get her out. 2 seconds. Yeah, usually I just do a cut like that, just so I'm not fiddling about too much and wasting video. The packaging is very similar to Helgen's packaging, actually. There we are. It is, yeah, a two-connected car tram. It's with Coca Cola on the side. I know the layout isn't up at the moment, but I will. I'll put up a small circuit. Oh yeah, I forgot to say at the start. Basically, the reason why there's been there's been little to no or barely any layout videos this year is because for the most part of this year the house has, well, we've had a lot of decorating going on. It has been manic. The first start of 2024 was just beyond manic. My room had a bit of like a repaint as well. Got a few trips on that plan toward the end of 2024 now, so I just haven't really got the time or space at the moment to have the full layout up. But all being well, well, between then and when I get the layout up, we're probably looking like now early next year. I'll do my best to try. Well, at the very start of 2025, the layout will be up. There'll be running videos. I'll try and do as much as I can. Again, it just depends when I have the time and motivation. You know, with my job and that. But yeah, at the moment we're in the middle of a few trips coming up. So yeah, things are just, this year's just been hectic. And so yeah, very similar packaging to Helgen. A lot of it, yeah. I mean, and of course the instructions there. I get a lot of it in German. Well, because yeah, she's a German tram. Does it say what type of class does it it say? Because again, I'm not really familiar with these. Although it does say on the bottom there, Hornby Hobbies, manufactured by Hornby Hobbies. So they must have some connection or something. But yeah, obviously a lot of the writing there is in German. And again, as I said, there are still a few video, if no actual proper layout videos. I'm not totally sure at the moment, but there are still a few videos planned toward the end of 2024. But hopefully, we'll fully get properly going again at the start of 2025. Again, things have just been beyond hectic this year. Right, so again, same block of ice type packaging. Just try and move the thing down a bit. Yeah, you're still the same little flexible three-legged tripod. I can't remember how long. I think I've had this little tripod since about 2012 or 13. I think just over a decade now. Just trying to make sure, but yeah, that's one thing you've got to watch with these packaging is that it can twang back. Try and make sure it stays in place. Oh. Move that to the side. She's very, very light. And here we are. I've never reviewed anything like this before. You can see seats inside. Well, mostly what you can see inside are the motor parts like this. Look through that window there, you can see why. But again, you know, she's a tram. It certainly wasn't easy. Well, it's a lot difficult for them to hide their motor parts inside. You know, it's a tram barely, barely any higher than a bus, because, you know, designed to run through the city streets. All mind you, of course, some trams can run onto the main rail network. And yes, it was Z for Coca Cola. I did do German back in high school, but I stopped it like that must be maybe 16, 17 years ago. But I do remember some. So, and on there, if it's going to focus, sorry, if you hear the dinging in the background, I'm getting messages. And again, I always get messages when I'm busy. Rohrbach said, Z for. Yes, it can come back. It can come back a little bit. And as for her front ends, again, yeah, obviously you can't decouple it there. She's permanently attached. She's tram number 4, as you can see there. And her lights at the end. There's another one at the other end as well. The lights do light up when she's running. You see the tiny wheels as well. This one was actually on offer. It should have been about 100, I think about 170, 180. I got it for about 125. She's got quite a few doors as well. Of course, Coca Cola is basically spelt pretty much or almost spelt the same way as it is in the UK. Oh yeah, and is it Trink there? Drink Coca Cola. I don't know. Sometimes these days when I try and speak a bit of German, I usually end up sounding more French or Polish. Not to offend anyone there, obviously. You know, I find those languages interesting. Again, back in school, I did either usually French or German, and I did German. I think they soon started doing Spanish as well. But yeah, I do. The teacher who taught me German, God rest her soul, because she sadly died from an illness not long ago. She was amazing at speaking German. She studied it at university. She was brilliant. So I did German years 7, 8, and 9. I didn't carry on with it because it was pretty difficult. German is a pretty difficult. It is a pretty difficult language to speak. It is a lot harder than French or Spanish, which is the same on the other side as well. Focusing nicely. Again, maybe not the most detailed, but she's still very nice. Yeah, again, you can clearly see the motor through there. But again, you know, where else can the wires as well? So yeah, you can see it clearly through the windows. You can see a few seats, mainly in this end, but again, where else are they supposed to put a motor in a tram? It can't really be helped, it being, you know, all the wires and internals being visible in there. But yeah, it's very clever. I gave not that long ago. I did give a little test run. Not that long ago, but I will set up a circuit very shortly. I mean, she's even got like little coupling parts there. I mean, connect a couple like another tram to them. The company Rivarossi, they do quite a fair few of these trams. They're not the cheapest. Some of them can be about near £180 to £200. I'm glad I got this one. A fair bit knocked off, as her pantograph as well raises up and down. Struggled a bit with it first, and you have to be careful with these pantographs on a lot of newer models, because especially was at Hornby's new Class 91 is I think I said that one when I reviewed it. Was that last year or early this year? I can't remember, but yeah, those new pantographs are very flimsy and very delicate, unlike the older metal type ones on my older like G and ER Class 91. Which I've had for 20 years this year. Christmas this year will be 20 years since I got that model. This tram is the newest addition to the collection. I just thought, get something different to run around the layout. Again, she's HO scale, but runs fine on 00 scale, 00 scale track. In fact, I think I'll stand her on a box on a bit of track, and we'll get another close look, so my fingers don't get in the way so much. Oh yes, she's all, well, I think she's all fully on. Yeah, she's more fiddly than you think, getting all her small wheels on the track there. There's like sort of frame parts around the bogies, maybe to help prevent animals from being dragged underneath the wheels. Obviously, yeah, the middle bogie here sort of turns along with the middle sort of turning section in there, well, to help her articulate tight curves, because usually trams can go around much sharper curves than normal trains. Yeah, I've done this before quite a few times in the past. Done like a viewing like this. Okay, as I said, that is a working light on the front there. Just the main working light, not the tail lights, but still a nice feature. Well, I mean, most model trams I've got are static ones like these here. I'm sure we all know these ones. On the pantograph, it can be quite fiddly to release, but once it rises up like that, like the advert boards up at the top there. It's nice to review something different. A pretty smart model overall, and again, something different to run around the layout. The older style, you can get a few newer styles as well. Purely focused there. Now I do have the rolling road out, but I'm not sure she'll be able to properly sit on the rolling road well on the roller parts, because they're more designed for locomotive wheels. I mean, I only really ever run steam locos on the rolling road mostly, but yeah, running a tram on there might be a little bit tricky. So, small, well, medium-sized circuit setup. Ready on the track. I know there's no overhead cables, but it looks more realistic. Now, she may not be the fastest, but this is kind of the speed trams run at when they're running through the streets. And she's running very well on this. Is with the standard controller, so I imagine should be even smoother with the HM2000. And you can probably just pick up the light there. I'll dim the light in the room shortly, so you can see it better. You get no tail lights, unfortunately, but the front headlight is well, the main headlight is a nice feature. Okay, she's very smooth. Nice smooth sound. And she seems fine going over points as well. I mean, she'd look amazing running through like a miniature street set. With the tram rails running through the road alongside road traffic, and I've seen layouts like that before, and they really are amazing. Overall quite smooth low speed running as well, although mind you she's not really liking it. you can probably just pick up her front light flickering a bit, and yeah, she is stuttering quite a bit there. I think that's more the train control. You know, most locals in that don't really like going too slow with these standard train controllers. I mean, she can't really go much slower without, well, stopping basically. Well, if you try and make her go any slower, she'll probably just stop. Again, it'll probably be better and smoother with the HM2000. Again, I think these controllers came with most sets like 20 plus years ago. Again, overall they do the job. They just never overly did it well. Mainly when it comes to smooth low speed running. Again, over time, quite a fair few of my locals started to dislike them a bit. In the other direction, she's not too bad. Smoothens out once at this speed, really. Again, maybe the slight stutteriness, but I think it's more the controller, really. I mean, the track is, yeah, the track's clean. Well, I'm sure I checked all of it. Well, this Hornby track has it's barely ever used, or it's some of the pieces haven't been used in ages. Mainly keeping some of it as like, well, spare, but well, spare or mainly for like little temporary test runs like this. So yeah, barely ever gets used, so it really shouldn't be too dirty at all. I'd say with like sharper radius curves is quite more realistic if you've got a tram layout. As again, trams often go around and can tackle much tighter curves. You do often see much sharper curves on tramways. Okay, dim the light, you can see the headlight a bit better now, a bit stronger. So that is the Rivarossi, I think, if I've pronounced it correctly, German tram number 4. Again, advertising Coca Cola. I love that. It looks really good. I'm sure she'll run well on the main layout, and a bit smoother with the HM2000 controller. I love how the box has Coca Cola on as well in a few places.